Hello boys and girls. Well, we are going to do what I call making a button. So the first thing I want to do is I want to hide these things because I don't want them to show up on the fish to start with. So I'm going to say when the flag is clicked, I want it to hide. And I also want it to go to costume 1. So if I come over here to my costumes, I don't have a blank costume, so I want to have a blank costume, so I'm just going to act like I'm drawing one. Oops, go back. Act like I'm drawing one, and come here, draw one, and just get an empty one. So you are going to want an empty one, and I always like kind of putting the empty one at the first, and I'm going to call it empty, so it's kind of helpful to do that, so that way you know that one doesn't have anything on it. So this is kind of your reset to start over. So now on my code, I'm going to say hide, and I'm going to say change the costume to empty. So I'm going to say switch the costume to empty. So now when I click the flag, there's no glasses. Okay, and now I'm going to do that same code over here. I'm going to say switch. So I'm going to come over here to my costumes. I'm going to add an empty one, put it over here at the top, and I'm just going to call it empty again because there's no costume there, or tell it no, so that way you know that there's nothing there. So now I'm coming over here to code. I'm going to say switch the costume to hat or to no, and I'm going to hide, so that way we're not seeing them when we first start. So now when I click the flag, we don't really see them there. So what we are going to be doing is we are going to create what we call a button, and they have these buttons right here, so you can just click on them and you go to your costumes and you're going to say hat. So I'm going to come over here, I'm going to click my text box, I'm going to click right here, and I'm going to write hat. And then I can, so now you see I have a hat button, and then I can just move it over here to where I want. So now I've got a hat button. And then if I wanted to, I could duplicate this one. And now I could change it so it's a color. So this one, I could also get a text box and say on this one, I'm going to say glasses. Okay, so now I have a hat button and a glasses button. So remember, you're going to make at least 3. I'm just going to show you how to do 2. So now I'm going to come back to my code. So on my code, I'm going to use an event. So I'm going to come over here. I have 2 events. I'm going to start with the flag, and I'm going to have it go to that position. Now I'm going to use a new event, and it is called when this sprite is clicked. So when they click on this sprite, I want to send a message to this sprite. So remember, in another project, we did broadcasting and we sent a message. So I'm going to broadcast a message, and I'm going to name this message glasses. Okay, I'm going to broadcast this message to be glasses. Actually, that one is I'm going to do a different one. I'm going to say new message, and I'm going to call it hat. Okay, so I'm going to say broadcast to the message hat because the blue one's hat. And now I'm going to come over here to hats. So now I'm going to give this one when I receive hats, I am going to do 2 things. It's going to show because I have it hidden. And then I'm going to tell it to do next costume. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to say next costume. So now when I click the flag, something happened. So now when I click the hat, you see the hats show up, and then you can pick the one you want. And then it does go back to not having any at all. So that's why you gave the blank one. Okay, so now you have this one. So you're going to do the same thing for the glasses. So you're going to go to your glasses button, and you're going to do your 2 events. You're going to say when the flag is and when this sprite. So when the flag is clicked, you give it a go to position. When this sprite is clicked, you're going to send another message. So go back to your controls, and you are going to say, under events, you're going to say broadcast, but this time I want a new message, and this time I want it to say glasses. Okay, so now I'm going to broadcast glasses. I'm going to come over here to my glasses, and I'm going to say when I receive glasses, I'm going to do the exact same thing I did with my hat. I'm going to tell it to show, and then I'm going to tell it to switch the next, not backdrop, costume, the next costume. So I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to hit play. Hit the flag. Now when I hit the hat, and now when I hit the glasses, and now you're going to make another button, maybe for toys, or maybe you're going to make another button for, so you can make another button for shirts or for hats, or maybe another have friends, have fish show up and talk to him. So you have lots of different options, but this is how you do this. You are going to be sending messages. So the way you create a button is you have it clicked, you send a message, and then the thing it is, the hat, receives the message, and then it switches costume. And then you can make several different designs. I hope you have fun with this project.